The following videotape is one program in a series of driver training tapes produced by the Lancer Insurance Company for the exclusive benefit of our policyholders. Understanding the passenger transportation industry as we do, we know that it's impossible to define every prevention step, hazard, legal issue, or safety technique that you or the professional driver are faced with every day. Therefore, the safety suggestions presented here and in each of our driver training tapes are given as guidelines only, to better prepare you to handle the numerous problems that can arise during the performance of your duties. As a professional driver, the possibility of an accident is something you have to be prepared for. When an accident occurs, from a minor sideswipe to a major collision, everyone looks to you and your professional experience for leadership, guidance, and assistance. Hello, I'm Jack Burkert, Senior Vice President of Safety for Lancer Insurance Company. Fortunately for all of us, most accident situations are the fender bender type. But accidents can be much more serious and unfortunately even tragic. People involved can be severely injured, sometimes fatally. When an accident happens, what you do and how you do it will make a difference. Every accident will present different situations and conditions. This means that you must carefully consider your reaction. Know what you can and must do, and as important, know what you should avoid doing. As our video presentation begins, our driver is handling his duties correctly, safely, and professionally. But, through no fault of his own, in the next few seconds, his day and his trip will become dramatically different. Here it is, the accident no one wanted or expected. The car ran a red light, was hit broadside by our coach, pushing it across the intersection. Witnesses include a pedestrian on one corner and others in cars waiting at the intersection. If this was your accident, would you know what to do? You have 4 major duties at an accident scene. First, protect your passengers and the scene. Second, get help. Third, assist others at the scene. And fourth, gather and exchange information. In any accident situation, if you are a calming influence, you can help keep a bad situation from getting any worse. Take a moment to collect yourself. Take stock of your physical condition and stay calm. Becoming angry or upset doesn't help. You've got things to take care of, so you need to go to work. Step 1, protect your passengers and the scene. When you're involved in an accident, safety is your primary concern. Begin to protect the scene by activating your 4-way flashers, and you will need to quickly follow up with warning devices. Take a moment to size up the situation. Tell your passengers what has happened, reassure them, and make a firm request that for their own safety, they remain on board.
Great. We've just been involved in an automobile accident. All right. We need to keep these people in their seats. There's some things I got to do.
Enlist the aid of those in charge to maintain control. Whether you leave your vehicle where it is until police arrive, or move off the roadway to a point of safety, will depend on several factors, including state laws limiting your choices. Generally, if you are blocking the road following a minor accident and moving would help clear the way, you should consider moving to the side. If your coach is in a hazardous position where it is likely to be hit again, we recommend you move it. But before you move the coach, you should take several photographs of the exact location where the vehicles collided and where they came to rest. You may only have a moment or two to do this, so do it promptly. Wherever your vehicle is stopped, and you know it will be in that location for more than a brief period, protect the situation by setting out warning flares or triangles so things don't get worse than they are. Placing these warning devices is a matter of regulation, and their position will vary according to the situation. On a one-way road or divided highway, All 3 flares are set to the rear of your vehicle. They should be placed within 10 feet of the rear, then at points 100 feet and 200 feet back from the rear of your vehicle. On a road with two-way traffic, flares are placed at both the front and the rear. One is placed 100 feet ahead of your vehicle, then 2 are placed to the rear, the first within 10 feet, the second 100 feet from the rear of your coach. If you are forced to stop at a point in the road where visibility is limited by a hill crest or a curve, you may need to place 1 flare at the rear up to 500 feet back to warn oncoming traffic of the position of your vehicle. Once you have activated your flashers and positioned your warning flares, you've done what you can to protect the scene. Now, assess the situation. Check the other vehicle and the condition of the occupants. Others at the scene may offer assistance. Use them to get help on the way. Protecting the scene includes your top priority of protecting your passengers. Passengers are usually safest when they are on the coach, so keep everyone on board unless conditions demand emergency unloading, for example, for medical attention or the risk of a fire. Control access into and off of your coach by keeping the door closed. This will also help to prevent anyone from fraudulently claiming to be a passenger. Step 2. Get help. You've got to make sure the help you need is on the way. Try to summon the help yourself, or, if this is not possible, enlist the aid of someone to get help. Do not leave the scene yourself to get help. Send someone for aid or to make the necessary calls. Our driver was lucky enough to get immediate assistance from a motorist at the scene. First, call for police and emergency services. Be prepared to answer questions about where you are, what help you need, and whether or not there are injuries. Next, advise your company of the accident. Your supervisor can offer necessary guidance, assistance, replacement equipment, and perhaps send a company representative to the scene to help you with some of the duties that result from an accident. It is to everyone's advantage to call Lancer Insurance Company's 24-hour claims hotline at 800-521-6155. Lancer will dispatch a highly trained field investigator to assist you and your passengers with a variety of problems, from injuries and damaged property to delayed arrivals, family notifications, and temporary accommodations for those who might be stranded. Step 3. Assist others. Your next priority is the care and the comfort of the people at the scene. There are priorities that you should use to see that those most in need get assistance first. Medical priorities. When it comes to providing aid to injured parties, first send for professional medical help. Then, actively seek out individuals at the scene who may be trained or qualified to offer medical assistance. Finally, in your own actions, for your protection, be guided by Good Samaritan rules. These rules generally state that you should limit your aid to a distressed person to the extent of your training. If you are not trained or qualified in first aid procedures, you should not do anything of a first aid or medical nature. However, if the injured party is in a life-threatening situation, you can act to assure his or her safety. For example, if an unconscious person is inside a burning vehicle, you may do what you can to move that person out of harm's way. Providing comfort. The care and safety of your passengers is always your primary duty. Keeping them advised of what is occurring goes a long way in helping everyone stay calm. In a vehicular accident, keeping your passengers on board the coach is usually best for their safety and comfort. If you must evacuate the coach, select a point of safety off of the road. Assist passengers off of the coach, and politely but firmly direct them to the designated area. If there is going to be a significant delay, or if you won't be able to continue the trip, you must provide for the needs of your passengers. If all of the passengers are moved at the same time to the same location, complications are reduced. Your supervisor or a local official present at the scene can help you with a substitute vehicle or hotel arrangements. Communication. Your passengers will want to and need to communicate with those at their original destination or return point. To prevent unnecessary distress to your passengers, work first with a group leader to identify the most important needs and then address all other concerns. Step 4. Gather and exchange information. Gathering and exchanging information is just as critical as anything else you will do to effectively manage the accident scene. Collecting the names and contact information for everyone on board your coach is vital. These people could be your greatest defenders or advocates, so don't let them innocently slip away and be impossible to locate later on. Information from passengers. Distribute passenger courtesy cards and a passenger roster or seating chart, all found in your Lancer Accident Report Kit. Ask your passengers to complete the information requested. If a passenger insists they saw or heard nothing and can't contribute any information, still request that they identify themselves. They can discuss your driving habits, and even the fact that they saw or heard nothing could be significant. Information from others. Besides getting information from your passengers, try to locate others at the scene who may have seen something of significance. Try to have them complete a courtesy card, or as a minimum, get their name and telephone number. It may be possible to get information from those in the adverse vehicle. Such information can help establish exactly what took place. As you collect courtesy cards, read the information provided. Make sure that the name, address, and telephone information sections are complete, so that if necessary, those listed can be contacted again at a later date.
Okay, I really appreciate it.
Police statements. Often, the police will ask for your version of the situation. Don't rush into an explanation. By law, you only need to identify yourself, your vehicle, company, and insurance carrier. Nothing else is required. Remember, the police are conducting a criminal investigation, and for that reason alone, you do not have to make any statement.
What happened out there?
I'm kind of shook up at this point. Is it all right if I don't say anything right now?
That's okay. Are you okay? Are you injured?
No, I'm not hurt.
If pressured, say that your company policy forbids you from making any other immediate statements. Take photographs. You should always have a camera on board your coach. A single-use camera is sufficient. If you don't have a camera, borrow one from a passenger and take photographs of your vehicle, the other involved vehicles, and the scene. Take a minimum of 4 shots of each vehicle, 1 of each side, even the areas not damaged, and 4 shots of the overall scene, 1 from each direction. Take other photos that help tell the observer what happened. Take close-ups, working your way in a series of shots. Take photos of tire marks, debris in the road, the immediate location, and even photos which include bystanders, their vehicles, or other important information. These photos could prove to be priceless. One cautionary note: use some discretion. Do not take photographs of people involved in the accident, especially those who have been injured. Make no statements. Maintain control of your emotions and reactions to the circumstances. Despite a natural tendency to want to verbally defend yourself, we urge you to make no statements to anyone. Never assign blame, never apologize, and never promise anything. If the media is present and wants a quote from you, you've got to refuse. The media can be very insistent, but people who insist on statements are not your friends or allies, and often, making you look bad makes for a better story. If you are cornered, tell them you are upset and unable to discuss the situation. Then move away to a place where you can be left alone. Other information. If others are giving their versions of what took place, don't let their talk concern you, even when what they are saying is inaccurate. Rather than trying to react and counter what others are saying, go about gathering information at the scene, including your photographs, police information, their agency, name, and badge number, the police report number, names of others involved, their insurance information, and hospitals where injured have been taken. Points to remember. There are 4 major steps for you to follow when you become involved in a vehicular accident. Step 1. Protect your passengers and the scene. Use your emergency flashers, then your reflective warning triangles or flares. Protect your passengers from injury by keeping them on the coach unless the situation demands emergency unloading for their own safety. Control access to and from your coach at all times. Step 2. Get help. Get help, especially medical assistance, as soon as possible. Call the local authorities, your company, and Lancer Insurance Company right away. Step 3. Provide assistance. Take care of your passengers' needs. Medical assistance should be your first priority, then see to their comfort and communication needs. Step 4. Gather and exchange information. Photograph the involved vehicles and the accident scene. Document all law enforcement, passenger, and witness information. Compile passenger lists. Say as little as possible and never say anything beyond what is required. Hopefully, through careful driving, you'll never need to worry about any of these accident scene issues. But being prepared for any situation is an important part of your professional duty. Knowing and following the instructions presented here and in the Lancer Insurance Company Accident Kit will help you deal effectively with the stress and crises that an accident can bring. Lancer Insurance Company has been producing our driver training safety video series since 1987. Our highly regarded series of tapes is distributed free of charge as an exclusive service to Lancer policyholders. Each program is supported with educational material to increase both driver interest and involvement. To obtain copies of any of the tapes in our ongoing series, call us toll-free at 1-800-782-8902 or write Mr. Randy O'Neill, Senior Vice President, Lancer Insurance Company, Customer Service Department, 370 West Park Avenue, Long Beach, New York, 11561-3245.